Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of this week's Fan Mail of the Week, everybody. Oh my god, we're nearing the end of August. I mean, literally, like, just time is flying by. I mean, holy crap, I've only gone to the beach about, what? Twice. I went twice. How embarrassing is that? Seriously, going to the beach only twice. Twice during the entire summer. That's sad. I mean, work has been catching up to me. Wrestling, practice, traveling, all sorts of stuff. So I really hope you guys have been enjoying your summer. And before we begin, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below on 3 of the greatest moments that you've had this summer. Let me know in the comment section below, because for me, I wouldn't have said that I've had any great moments whatsoever. I mean, if you're including going to see Battle of Gods, having the new 2015 Dragon Ball Z teaser trailer come out, and the fact that I went to the beach, those are my little 3. Kind of sad, isn't it? I mean, it's not like 2012 where my friend, the COD Brothers Gaming, and myself and Fatal Brotherhood and everybody hung out every single day. Literally, it was non-stop chips, you know, Twinkies and Dragon Ball Z and Slender. It was an incredible moment. So, like I said, guys, I mean, let me know in the comment section below on 3 of your best moments so far during this summer. And before we begin, guys, let me know in the comment section below also on your thoughts and opinions on the summer. Was this your best summer? Was this your worst summer? Because for me, I would have to say this is probably, give or take, probably my second worst summer, just because, I mean, it hasn't been that exciting. So one more thing, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my second channel. The link will be in the description below for UnrealEnt Network. On there, guys, you're gonna find a whole bunch of content that you guys will not find on this channel, along with debates and discussions and analysis points and all sorts of stuff. So also, guys, one more thing, don't forget to check out unrealshops.spreadshirt.com for all your latest Unreal merchandise. Some pretty cool stuff on there, guys, so I really hope you guys go on ahead and check them out. Also, one more thing, if you guys do happen to buy any of the items on that list, whether it be a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt or a you know, Z-Day t-shirt or a coffee mug, whatever it is you guys decide to buy, please do me a favor and either take a picture of it or several pictures of it, or do an unboxing video so I can just go on ahead and post and share it to the world, so I can show everybody you know, your item and whatnot. So, but anyways, let's begin with our first question of this miserable ass fucking week, because let's face it, I mean, just the fact that, you know, school is rolling on in for many of you guys, and just the one thing I'm excited for is the games that are dropping this year. But aside from that, it's hot outside, it's muggy, it's sticky, and yeah. Let's begin with our first question, which is from Blazing Zombie 007. Hey, UnrealEntGaming, how has your day been so far? My day has been very interesting. Went to work, came back, saw an alley cat, picked a fight with an alley cat, lost against the alley cat. It's none of your business, though, damn it. My day was alright. How was your day, man? I have a few questions, so let's get straight into them. Alright, question number 1. You survived the genocide. What was the first thing you do? Ooh. Nice question. Question 2, what are your thoughts on the 2015 DBZ movie coming out in 2015? Question number 3, what would you do if Akira Toriyama announced the new Dragon Ball Z series, and what would you think of it? Question 3, God said you either die and never see anyone again, but you could whenever you want, or you could stay alive, but you won't have any control over your body or be able to talk. What would you pick? Damn. Question number 5, who do you think would win out of Superman Prime 1 million or Super Saiyan God Gogeta if he was introduced? Remember, I would say Super Saiyan God Gogeta because of the Stardust Breaker. That is it for now. By the way, you're the best. Thank you, man. It really means a lot to me. I hope you have a great day, by the way. To answer your first question, genocide, I do not want to imagine even participating in a genocide. Genocides are never good. Of course, many of you people know this. We've had many genocides in our lifetime. We still continue to have genocides in our world, and that's something I never understood. Please, someone here tell me, what is the overall satisfaction that you gain out of killing another human being? Like, that is something that I would never ever even conjure up, because taking a human life, I mean, why do people do that, you know? I will never understand, you know, personally. So, I mean, I just really hope that none of us are ever in that kind of a position where we're partaking in a genocide, because, like I said, genocides are never good. So, but if I just so happen to survive one, the first thing I would do is try to flee the scene and just try to survive. Whether that involves trying to loot for food, water, weapons for protection, I mean, it would be a scary scenario. I wouldn't want to take nobody's life, but given the circumstance, if I had no other option, I would most likely just inflict, bodily harm upon you, but I wouldn't kill you. I would hide. I mean, where else would I go, and what would I do? The first thing I would do is hide. I would fortify a shelter. That is number one. You want to fortify a shelter and make sure that you escape and make sure that you're safe without anybody having to see you, hear from you, whatever. Gather up food, lots of water, stay hydrated, and of course, just being on the alert, because you'll never know when somebody might sneak up on you, and then bam, there's the end, So genocide will always be genocide. I wish that it never existed, but we live in a time, ladies and gentlemen, where genocide is practically a common thing, especially in the Middle East and whatnot. People killing people out of pure anger and rage and whatnot, and beliefs, and just going against governments and whatnot. It's crazy, but the first thing I would do is I would do that. So to answer your second question, my thoughts are this. It's going to be awesome. Give it time. I'm allowing Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation and Funimation and whoever else is going to be working on this to take their time. Of course, many of you guys saw the teaser trailer with Goku powering up, shattering all the rocks around him, Shenron coming out, pretty much talking to Goku. Whether Goku fights Shenron or I don't even know how that's going to go down, but either way, guys, it looks to be awesome. Of course, there is a subtext name that, there's going to be a wish made that's going to alter the universe and whatnot. So it's going to be pretty cool. We don't know who's going to make that wish. We don't know what it's about. So 2015, I'm very excited. I told you guys about this. Months ago, years ago. I said, hey guys, listen, there is going to be another Dragon Ball Z movie, and a lot of you guys doubted me. A lot of you guys were like, well, that's impossible. Akira Toriyama said that he'll never go back, and he's done. I hate to say I told you so, but hey, I told you so. So especially for all my Dragon Ball Z fans, I really hope you guys are happy, because remember, it's not only me that made it happen, it's you guys, it's the other YouTubers, it's the Dragon Ball Z community, Malik, myself, Zano, everybody who's partaking in this. You guys, we all made this happen. Do you not understand this? And the fact that there's a big rumor going around that there's a Dragon Ball Z Zenkai Tenkaichi Budokai 5 coming out. Oh my god, that is going to be awesome. A Budokai Tenkaichi 5, or should I say Tenkaichi Budokai 5? That's incredible. You know what I mean? Like that's just, and the reason why it's called a 5 is because Ultimate Tenkaichi counts as 4, believe it or not. So but like I said, that's just a rumor. I'm waiting for it to be announced. But like I said, Jesus, man, guys, this is the year. This is the official year of Dragon Ball Z, and we made it happen. So I'm excited. I thought originally it was going to be 2016. Fuck it, 2015 it is, man. I told you guys. Did I not tell you in my other episodes? I said, hey, Akira Toriyama might say Merry Christmas and a new movie. Well, we're prior to Christmas, and yet he announced the new movie. So congratulations, guys. We made this happen, and I am dying to see it already. I don't care how I see it. I'm just dying to see the damn film. So to answer your third question, what would I do if Akira Toriyama announced a new DBZ series? Well, number one, I want to make this very clear. If there is a new series, it will not be done by Akira Toriyama. That's number one. Akira Toriyama is not going to make a new movie or a new series, should I say, because he's literally done with drawing. The guy doesn't really want to draw anymore. He did what he did. He's happy about his work, and now he's moved on. Now, if there will be a new series, which I have a very funny feeling there will be, the series will be made by Toei Animation, the same people that made GT. Now wait, I know what you're thinking. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Give them some chances, give them some hope. You'll never really know. Maybe Toei Animation learned from their mistakes and they're following by the guidelines of Akira Toriyama, so it could be a good thing, So we're just going to have to wait and see after 2015. After 2015 is the crucial point. That is the moment when we're going to find out if it's true or not. So to answer your fourth question, I would probably say die and never see anyone again, because I could have whatever I want, and one of those wishes would be to see everybody, in a sense, not being able to control my body or even talk. I'm pretty much a slave. I don't want to be a slave. So I would rather die and come back and have whatever I want than, you know, having to be alive and not have any control over my body, because, you know, I can't really do anything. So what's the point of even living? But if I could choose to have whatever I want, I would ask for a new fucking series. I'd be like, hey, God, listen, God, can I have a new Dragon Ball Z series to watch, please? And then, you know, if he grants me that wish, I'll watch a new series, you know, or whatever the case may be. So that is something I would definitely have to point out. So to answer your last question, Superman Prime. Oh, jeez, man. He is way too OP'd. Superman Prime is a god. Literally, nothing can destroy him. Nothing at all. And Gogeta has a time limit. That'd be... Well, I would say Gogeta because he's more of a mystic, magical, you know, magic-like character in a sense. You know, he possesses magic and pure power. Like the Stardust Breaker is a magical technique. You know, we don't know what kind of a specific attack it is. We don't know what the hell it is he's gathering in his hand, but it still works. But then again, Superman Prime is, he's a, man, I don't know, I can't even begin to describe. I would have to say probably Superman Prime, because he is just, he's the most overpowered character I have ever seen or conjured up in my entire life. That dude can survive, like, a galaxy explosion and fucking go about like as if nothing happened. So, I would say Superman just because Gogeta has a time limit. So, but anyways, Mr. Blaze, thank you for the questions, my friend, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, bro. Now moving on to the second question, which is from Robert Lee Woods. Hey Alex, long-time viewer, and every week I try for fan mail. Hopefully this will be my week, and it is your week, my friend. Question number 1. If you were a Dragon Ball Z character, what race would you be? Question 2. How old were you when you first found out about Dragon Ball Z was the greatest thing ever? Question 3. What are your feelings towards Triple H? I think he is probably one of the greatest wrestlers ever. And finally, how do you feel about How I Met Your Mother? Interesting question, Mr. Robert. To answer your first question, if I was a DBZ character, what would I be? Well, obviously, I would be a Saiyan, because I would want to know how it feels like to transform, how to do a whole bunch of stuff, how to get beat up and then gradually improve, how to transform, like I just said, like into different stages, pretty much learning the ways of Goku and Vegeta and how to be, you know, a technical master at the game. So I would want to be a Saiyan, but then again, there is a little part of me that says that, hey, I want to be, you know, a Majin, because I want to absorb and I want to get blown to pieces and, you know, then be able to come back. So, yeah, I would say most likely a Saiyan, because Saiyans have that vibe. And as I said, I mean, I'm able to transform, I'm able to gradually get better, and if I wanted to, I can just easily, you know, just, I wouldn't want to say come back from death, but I'm pretty much invulnerable to death, because no matter how much damage you do to me, I'll somehow still survive, and I'll come back 10 times stronger than before. So, to answer your second question, how old was I? I honestly don't remember. I would have to say I was about like 7 or 8 years old or something like that. I mean, I remember very vividly when I came home from school, I was looking for cartoon shows like Ed, Edd and Eddy, and, you know, Powerpuff Girls and Johnny Bravo and Courage the Cowardly Dog and Rugrats and The Simpsons and South Park and stuff like that. Couldn't find it. So when I was flipping through the television, I saw this one battle. I saw Goku battle Frieza. As a Super Saiyan, of course, now, I didn't really understand what the hell was going on. All I saw was Goku was jacked up. He charged Frieza. They fucking fought. They fought until, like, God knows when. And I remember, like, I was watching it towards, like, the end of the episode, because I must have watched, like, the last 10 minutes. Thank God they had another episode following that, but I remember I sat there in my school clothing, and I sat there with my backpack, and I just sat, you know, leaning against the table, just watching this cartoon that I thought at the time. And after watching that anime, it like changed my life, because it really brought a sense of, what should I say, not realism, but a sense of, like, you can connect to the characters, you know, personalities, which is more or less realism, but whatever. So I was able to connect, and see how characters like Goku were and Vegeta and whatnot. And after watching that fight with Frieza, it was just so intense that I just wanted to watch more. So that would have to be my little story on that. To answer your third question, my feelings on Triple H are this. Triple H is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Triple H told a very good story when he's in the ring. His promos were awesome. His promos were sick, especially when he was a bad guy. I really don't get why so many people shit on the guy. The guy opened up many doors for, you know, younger talent to come in, talent that are deemed too small for mainstream wrestling and whatnot. So this guy opened up doors for people like me and other people to come into the business and have a chance at life, you know. This guy is the personification of what it is to be a classic wrestler. I mean, this guy told a very good story. He had charisma. He had the whole package. So for me, I would have to say one of the best. Absolutely one of the best. I can see why a lot of people try to bury him. Oh, because he buries younger talent and he doesn't want to do this, he doesn't want to do that, of course. Now, like I said, this world is so opinionated. I mean, everybody has an opinion about something. If you're a fan of basketball, football, hockey, video games, TV shows, shoes, wrestling, MMA, whatever, people are always going to have their opinions about you. And they're going to insult you and they're going to try to get the better of you. So we're just living in a one giant opinionated world. So, and to answer your last question, I never watched the show How I Met Your Mother, so I can't really give you my synopsis on that. But I keep hearing from my friend Omar that's a good show, so I can't really say nothing on that because I never saw the show, man. So, but anyways, Robert, thank you for the questions, and once again, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, my friend. Now moving on to the next question, which is from Tavares Stavin. I have a question, Alex. What inspired you to become a wrestler, and who is your dream opponent? And I want to be a wrestler, but I'm afraid of my size. I can have what it takes. Well, to answer your first question, before I get into me, listen, bro. You can never be afraid of trying new things. I mean, you'll never really know until you try. I would rather try and fail than not try at all. Dude, if you want to do something, do it. Just do it. If you doubt yourself, if you criticize yourself, if people criticize you, good. Use that as motivation, dude. I mean, don't let nobody bring you down. Don't bring yourself down, because you're only gonna let yourself down if you just continue to just think the way you think, you know. Being a wrestler, it's not easy. I mean, you're gonna have to adapt, man. In terms of getting your body used to the endurance, to the workouts, to being able to hold your own. Literally, it's not a joke. But like I said, I mean, just don't be one of those people that are just gonna sit there and say, I want to do it, I always wanted to try, but then not put in the work. You can do whatever it is you want to do in life, so as long as you put the work in. And I'm telling you right now, like as a friend talking to you, I would say do it. No matter what happens, pursue it, because you'll never know what may happen. But don't ever doubt yourself, man, because that's one thing you're gonna regret for the rest of your life. So, what inspired me to be a wrestler was the moment I saw it as a kid. It clicked. It just clicked. Like I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I wanted to be in that ring. I wanted to be like the guy. Like I wanted to wrestle Kane, Undertaker, Gangrel, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, The Rock, you know, Rowdy Piper, Ric Flair, King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant. You know, I wanted to wrestle all these guys. X-Pac, Scott Hall, Big Papa Pump, Goldberg. I wanted to wrestle all of them when I was a kid. You know, I didn't really know any better, but what inspired me was the moment that I went to that VHS store and they didn't have the South Park movie, and I came back upstairs and I was flipping through the channels and I just stumbled upon pro wrestling, and it changed my life forever. My dream opponents, quite frankly, as of right now, it would probably be Shawn Michaels. Also, another dream opponent would be probably I would probably have to say Dolph Ziggler. As weird as that may seem to some people, but you know, but yeah, I mean, like there are several people. The Undertaker, of course. Triple H and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. So for me, I have great respect for the wrestling business. And by the way, I'm eating, excuse me. I have great respect for the business, and I have great respect for the talent, because they bust their ass literally day in, day out, endurance workouts, all sorts of shit that they do. And it's not easy. If it was easy, every single person in the world would be doing it. So, but like I said, man, don't give up just because you're afraid of your size, because you never know what may happen, man. So, but anyways, my friend, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a wonderful day, bro. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Game Time Axe. Hey, Alex, it's David back with some more questions, and I really hope that this makes it onto fan mail. On to the questions. Question number 1. If you could fuse 2 Dragon Ball Z movie villains together in teams of 2, so 1 versus 1, who would you fuse and why? Very good question. Question 2. How is your summer going so far? It's almost September. Yes, I know. Question number 3. For some reason, I feel as if a creature like Godzilla could be real. In an aspect of an unknown creature that we have yet to understand and follow. What are your thoughts on all of the unknown life we have yet to discover? Question number 4. Are you excited about Annabelle the movie? Your thoughts? Question number 5. Thoughts on the new Dragon Ball Z 2015 movie, including Vegito? Now, thank you for the questions, man. To answer your first question, if I had to fuse 2 Dragon Ball Z villains together and have it to where it's a one-on-one with any other Dragon Ball Z fused villain, I would have to put Broly fused with Super Buu as one, and the other one would probably be Cell combined with I would have to say Frieza. I mean, because everybody wants to see Frieza and Cell combined, and of course, I believe the fusion between Broly and Super Buu would be well too much for Frieza/Cell to take on. But of course, I've always wondered how somebody like, you know, Cooler and Frieza would end up looking if they were to fuse, or perhaps maybe I would do a fusion of BoJack and Super Android 13, you know, like Super BoJack or something like that, you know. But in a retrospect, I would do those characters. I would do Super Buu and Broly versus Cell and Frieza. My second roundup would be Super Android 13 and BoJack combined, of course, versus the teams of Cell and Cooler combined. And finally, if I had to pick one more, I would pick Garlic Jr. fused with Lord Slug versus the combined fusion of Janemba and Kid Buu. That right there would be sick if you just think about that. So those would have to be my little fusion characters, because like I said, different personalities, they would coexist. Some people can't even coexist, you know, like I would love to see Janemba and Kid Buu try to coexist, you know. The tension's there, the carnage is already there, so having both characters square off in one place at one time is just, you know, it's amazing as it is. So I would have to say those would be my little characters I would fuse. Of course, a lot of you guys already know about my, you know, Super Saiyan 5 character by the name of Raikon. So imagine if he got involved. That would be awesome. And for those of you out there who don't know who Raikon is, I already made a video explaining who he is and whatnot. I actually have his picture on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, in case you guys want to go on ahead and check him out. Super Saiyan 5 Raikon, the last of his kind. To answer your second question, how is summer going so far? I know, man. Fucking, it's about to be September. I mean, it's also a good thing, because whenever September rolls on in, we have great games, we have great TV shows, we have unfortunate weather, of course. I mean, you guys remember all the snowstorms. Mark my words, guys, we're gonna have one nasty ass winter this year. I'm telling you that right now, because summer was all right, I guess you could say. It wasn't the worst. I would have to say my worst summer was probably last year, when all I did was work, and didn't go to the beach. I was pale as a freaking sheet of paper. It was the worst. But of course, it's just so hard to believe that September is already here, with, you know, a year having to go by with the release of GTA and the next gen consoles and stuff like that. It's pretty nerve-wracking, you know. You're gonna have GTA come out again, you're gonna have Destiny, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. So for me, I'm excited just to see how the season's gonna roll on in. But I'm just not looking forward to the weather, you know, having to put on bundles of clothes and having to endure the cold and, you know, the rain and the hail and all that crap. So It gets darker before, you know, you would even expect. It gets dark like at freaking 4, whereas opposed to right now, it gets dark like at freaking 9 o'clock and stuff. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, I would have to say my summer right now is all right. It could be worse, but to answer your third question, now, here's the thing. I disagree with there being a creature similar to Godzilla. I really doubt that there exists a reptile or a, you know, aquatic animal with the size of Godzilla, first of all, because Godzilla was huge. I'm not trying to say he's the size of a continent, but having a creature such as Godzilla, right, in real life, live within our oceans and not being able to resurface for something or whatnot, it's kind of hard to believe. Now, of course, I'm not debunking that there's a fact that there aren't any, you know, aquatic life out there that are just, you know, similar in stature and size. Of course, I remember when I was deeply looking up information on the giant squid. When they found that several times, they took pictures of it. They caught it apparently. It measured like 60, 70 feet. And then there was one where, you know, there was these Japanese scientists that pretty much caught footage of what looked like a giant megalodon, like 3,000-4,000 feet below. You know, it's pretty unreal to like think what kind of aquatic life, you know, lies out there. You know. So I mean, we don't even know our own oceans that well. You know, we have creatures down there that are just, it would blow your mind. It blows my mind right now just thinking about that, because it's pretty surreal to see how there are unique crabs and starfish and all that kind of shit down there, and then you have very, you know, rare breeds of squid and shark and whatnot, all sorts of, you know, crazy things down there. So we don't really know too much, but of course, if the government did know of an animal that dwells within the ocean that's absolutely gargantuous in size, they're not going to say nothing, because who the hell would want to go on a cruise or just take their boat out when they know that there's a giant serpent in the water? Absolutely not. Nobody's going to want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. So, in terms of my thoughts on it, more people today are concerned about, you know, materialistic objects than, you know, finding out the unknown. So that's the cold-hearted truth, man. So it's sad, but that's just the way our society functions these days, bro. To answer your fourth question, am I excited about the Annabelle movie? Yes, I am. For those of you out there who don't know, the Annabelle movie is a horror movie set to release October 3rd. It will be a prequel to The Conjuring, of course, and for those of you out there who don't know who Annabelle is, pretty much imagine this, right? I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with Chucky, the retarded doll. Chucky would not come close to Annabelle. Annabelle was a demonically possessed doll, and it had all sorts of shit going on around it. So the movie's going to be good. I'm waiting to see what kind of story they're willing to tell and what direction they're planning on going in. Of course, can the movie always be ruined? Yes, it can, because remember, guys, Hollywood does have its way of just ruining movies for us. So if there is anything you guys ought to see for Halloween this year, or if you guys want to take your girlfriends out, or take a specific girl out, or if you guys are girls, if for all you girls out there that are watching this, if you want to take your boyfriend out, or a specific guy, a special guy, go see Annabelle. I think Annabelle is going to be really cool. It's going to be really good, especially having to do with the Halloween season. Of course, they're going to have the Ouija board game, the Ouija game. They're going to have that movie release as well. So 2 horror movies coming out that same month. Is going to be pretty cool. Of course, they canceled Paranormal Activity 5. They're pushing that for 2016. 2 years from now. That's crazy. I thought it was going to drop this year, but then they said next year, and then they pushed it back again because they really want to, you know, have a better sense of the movie. So, I mean, what more can you say? I mean, I just really expect to have great horror movies this year. So, and to answer your final question about Vegito in 2015's Dragon Ball Z movie, I don't really see it happening, because how are they going to introduce Vegito to begin with? You know, as much as I would love to see, you know, Vegito reemerge and fight Beerus and fight Whis, he's going to get pummeled. I mean, let's face facts. But having him re-emerge in the film would be awesome. But there wouldn't be a point, because how exactly would he even come about? You know, you're gonna have Vegito just magically appear? No, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna go down the path of just having to do things the natural way, I guess you could say. But honestly, I would have to say that if Vegito were to be introduced, He wouldn't stand a chance. Not unless he was like a Super Saiyan 5 or some shit. Or possibly a Super Saiyan 4. I mean, I think a Super Saiyan 3 would probably do a little bit of damage. But then again, against Beerus, Beerus is just too much. You guys do not understand. He took on a god. Beerus took on God Goku and was able to crush him. So, I mean, I don't know. In terms of Vegito, we're just going to have to wait and see. But it's more likely that Gogeta is going to appear as opposed to Vegito. So... and that's just my overall synopsis on that, to be honest. So, but anyways, Mr. David, thank you for the questions, brother, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from a very familiar face, my friend Jason from Action Saying Gamer, and these are his questions. Let's begin.
Hey Alex, got some more questions for you heading your way, by the way. But before we get to it, I just want to say, if you can't get to the questions, I really understand completely. You're a really busy lad and everything. So, but anyways, if you do answer the questions, I really appreciate it, my friend. But anyways, it's been 2 whole months since I have not sent you fan mail, so I thought, why not throw some more questions at you. But anyways, first question, I don't know if you heard, but Crash Bandicoot is being remade. Yes, it's going to be remade to the next gen. You know, what are your thoughts and opinions on that? But it's not going to be the racing games. It's not going to be continuing that or anything. It's going to be actually the first game that was made on PlayStation. They're remaking the whole game from that. So what are your thoughts and opinions on that? And also, instead of an exclusive, they're going to be expanding it to every single console besides PlayStation. So what are your thoughts on that as well? Anyway, second question. I don't know if you heard, but lately there's been a lot of layoffs. Apparently last year, for one company, it was the people that were working for Microsoft, I should say, were laid off. 5,080 game developers that worked for game companies that were underneath Microsoft. So what are your thoughts on that? But also, apparently, you know, there's going to be a lot more being laid off than last year that worked for Microsoft. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think in the next 10 years that we're actually going to have a lot more game developers working around, or do you think less and less companies are going to be working more, or, you know, what's your thoughts on that? And anyways, Alex, that is it for my questions. Hopefully, if you do get to it, like I said, I really appreciate it, but if you don't, I understand, my friend. But anyways, that is it for my questions. So anyways, Alex, have a great day, and hopefully you have a great weekend, my friend. Peace out.
Hey, you stole my lines, you son of a bitch! No, I'm just kidding, man. Oh shit, did I just break my fucking desk? I hope not. Wait, let me see. Well, it's still functioning. Nah, the hell with it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was my good friend Jason from Action Saying Gamer. If you guys want to go on ahead and check him out, the dude is awesome. He does some really interesting games on his channel, some really funny content as well, along with Dragon Ball Z and a whole bunch of stuff. So, to answer your first question, Crash Bandicoot. Now, I heard about the remake, but I didn't hear about it going multi-platform. I'm kind of excited because that brings me back all the way to the PS1 era, when I used to just sit there for days and just play nothing but Spyro and Crash and SmackDown over and over and over and over again. Now, in terms of it coming to the other consoles, of course, the Xbox and whatnot, that just goes to show that games nowadays are just not following, you know, it's traditional, I guess you could say, habit of being a one-platform game. Resident Evil started off on, you know, the PlayStation or whatnot, moved on to other consoles. Well, I mean, that could be a debate, you know, that debate's back with Nintendo and Sony, but whatever. And as you can see, Resident Evil is a multi-platform game. Same thing with Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto originated on PlayStation. What happened? It expanded on the Xbox, you know. Now we're getting GTA 5 for the Xbox One. Same thing with, what are their other games? I mean, Crash Bandicoot, look at that. It's coming for multi-platform games. Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be a multi-platform game. The only games that aren't really multi-platform that are just going to be grounded are Halo, Gears of War, God of War, Uncharted, Jak and Daxter, Left 4 Dead, and that's pretty much it. I mean, certain other games are, I mean, they're being made for other platforms. It's like, not that I have a problem with that, because if you're a company, You know, you want to make as much money as possible because, after all, guys, come on. I mean, these are corporations we're talking about here. All they care about is money. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're in their shoes. But in terms of Crash being remade, I'm excited because I want to see where they're going to take Crash and how deep they're going to expand the game. But, of course, we have no trailer, we have no teaser just yet, so we're going to have to wait and see because, remember, the same thing was said about Star Wars Battlefront. It's been years since they decided to make a Star Wars Battlefront 3, and they haven't even showcased much, so just going to have to wait and see. But I'm excited. Not as excited as I should be, but nevertheless, I'm still excited. I mean, I would be very happy if they remade Spyro for the PS4. You know, like they actually remade the game. Same story, same everything, just different graphics, different engine, you know, whatever the case. So I think I think that would be amazing. And to answer your last question, the layoffs for certain companies, my thoughts. It's unfortunate, really. You're in these gaming companies to develop and market and, you know, just have an overall satisfying pay. And it sucks because a lot of us, we don't give credit to where credit is due. A lot of our favorite games are made by people who literally have nothing, you know what I mean? Like certain companies, of course. I mean, I'm not trying to say the people from Activision or Infinity Ward don't have anything to strive for because these motherfuckers are rich. So it's like they don't really care. But I'm talking about the little small game developers that put like everything on the line to bring you a great freaking game, and they don't get the credit for it. So the companies, like for perfect example, Capcom, right? Capcom is going into bankruptcy. They're losing hundreds and millions of dollars just because, you know, their overall performance sales weren't up to date. They're not meeting the standard requirement and whatnot. You know, the games aren't doing as good as you'd think they'd be. So, you know, Capcom as a corporation is going to be liquidated one day, and all of our favorite games are going to be bought out and created by somebody else, you know. THQ is a perfect example. How long has THQ been around? Jesus Christ. I mean, that company's been around for ages. What happened? They filed for bankruptcy, liquidation, games got bought, games got sold, and that's it. You know, the end of an era. So I think with Capcom, they're going to make that same mistake, and it's sad to say because some of my favorite games like Dead Rising and Mega Man and Resident Evil are on those plateaus, I guess you could say. So now they're just going to be bought out, and the company is going to get liquidated. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's going to be another company who's going to buy the rights for the games, but certain companies, they don't know what to do with the original product, so they'll just create whatever. But in terms of layoffs, man, that's ultimately down to budget cuts. Whether or not the company doesn't have enough money to financially support itself, so they have to make drastic layouts. Just like for any kind of thing, you know, for football, for hockey, for professional wrestling, for Hollywood, whatever. Well, except for Hollywood, because those motherfuckers have like infinite amount of money. But yeah, it's just like budget cuts, income cuts. They have to cut a lot of shit in order for them to preserve their company. Are they in the wrong for that? Yeah, in a sense, because they're ruining careers. But from a different aspect, it's like, how else are you going to get into the gaming business and not have experience without being liquidated? It's sad to say, but I think it's really rare to have people like Cliff Bleszinski and Shinji Mikami in the gaming business, because those people know what gaming is all about, and of course they don't get enough credit for it. So even though they're two very different, you know, creators, still nonetheless have the same concept within their brain. So but anyways, Mr. Jason, thank you for the questions, and I hope you have a fantastic day, you jabroni. And anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching, everybody, once again. My name is UnrealEntGaming. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest news, information, and updates. If you guys enjoyed the video, as always, don't forget to hit it up with a like and a favorite. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Also, guys, just feel free to drop your questions in the comment section below. So if you guys have any questions you guys want to ask me, drop it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to pick it up, hopefully, if I can get through all of you guys, which are like a bunch of thousands of you. So Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed, and I really hope you guys enjoyed Battle of the Gods when it came out about, what, a week and a half ago. So, anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you whales in the next episode. Take care, everybody. God bless. Peace.